Good evening.
Welcome to the news at 6. In the news tonight, a major crime wave of national identity theft sweeps England.
Prince Philip offends a minority. No one's shocked.
Gordon Brown admits an affair with Anne Widdecombe.
Ugh.
And first tonight, a crime wave of national identity theft hits the UK. The outbreak is part of a wide-ranging series of high-profile identity thefts in the last 18 months. People across the country are feeling scared and terrified of this theft. Here to tell us more is Kate Smith.
Lancaster seems a peaceful and non-threatening place, but last week it emerged that local resident Susan Diamond was the latest resident to have her national ID stolen in the form of her traditional Friday night curry. The curry was last seen in this house at around 5 p.m. Locals are shocked by recent events, and police yesterday issued a statement with Susan in response to the crime committed here in Lancaster. Who do you think the culprit is?
We're not ruling out any possibilities.
Was it a madras or a jalfrezi?
We're not ruling out any possibilities.
Was it aliens?
We're not ruling out any possibilities.
Will Man United win the cup?
We're not ruling out any possibilities.
You know you look like a stripper in that outfit.
We're not ruling out any possibilities.
Earlier today, I asked the people on the streets of Lancaster.
Tea, cook breakfast in the morning. My attitude to bad weather, my attitude to good weather, snooze at the sunshine, get sandals out and stuff. Bad jokes, probably, sarcasm, and don't like Americans, are French.
Fish and chips.
Yeah, like cups of tea and
the monarchy.
old men in pubs having a drink.
Little seaside resort. It's always raining.
Definitely seaside.
Sitting on the sofa watching snooker all day, and football, lager, fish and chips. Sundays, quite a British thing, I think.
The NHS, the monarchy, fish and chips. Queuing is a pretty good British trait. Your binge drinking culture probably is something that's creeping in, and a pint down the pub.
So, do you think your national identity is being stolen?
I never thought that I really had a national identity in the first place, but if I did have one, then maybe it could. I don't think it was, no. I've just kind of grown up with the same people around me who are similar to myself, so no.
I don't think national identity can be stolen because it's not a tangible object like a purse or a car.
This subject is an extremely hard point of analysis and discussion. The views are extremely mixed. Here in the studios I have the Professor of Identity, Culture, Nationality who has a BA, an MA and a PhD in British Cultural Studies, David Mohammed. Welcome, David.
Good evening.
And what are your views on this?
Well, I think this issue is extremely hard to define, let alone analyse, and I'd like to go back, if I may, to an author called Benedict Anderson, who states that nation, nationality, nationalism have all proved notoriously hard to define, let alone analyse. So if we don't even know what our identity or nation are, how can we even say that they've been stolen at all?
Are there any ways or areas that we could state that we have a national identity?
In my personal opinion, I think in Britain we have a very divided community. I think we have a very divided national identity, and we can't say it's one thing or another. Identity is a social construct. It's not one thing, it's various things. I think this woman who's saying that she's had a curry stolen is symbolic of her national identity. I think it's completely preposterous. I think, what's she even talking about? I'd like, if I may, to go back to an academic called Rudolf de Cilia, who states that national identities conceived as specific forms of social identities are discursively by means of language and other semiotic systems, produced, reproduced, transformed and deconstructed. and the idea of a specific national identity becomes in reality just a set of conventions pushed forward by the media and politicians. So in effect, no one really knows what our identity is.
So how are national identities created?
Personally, I feel that national identities are just created through social constructs. I think everyone has a different view of what our identity is, so we include all of that. It's not one thing. We can't just say, right, that makes up our identity or that makes up our identity. It's complete preposterous. It's a social construct and we have to leave it as such. And the fact that, there are various ideas of what identity is should surely be taken for granted.
Thank you, Professor, for your input there.
My pleasure.
I blame the immigrants.
Yeah, same here. No, I blame the chavs.
Chavs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could be the emos.
The goths. Any of that lot, any of the young youths.
Yeah, all those weirdos. Yeah, I know what you mean. Or it could be the toffs.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. All those idiots who drive around those maxed out cars. No, the
Gary boys.
Yeah. And that was Kate Smith reporting from the streets of Lancaster. I'd just like to reiterate, we are committed to equality on this programme, and our news editorial in general. But we'd like you to contact us. You can first of all contact us on our mobile number, which is 07952 3133339.
Or you could email us at 55bighotjugs@hotmail.com.
Or on our MySpace page, which is myspace.com/newsforever.
Or news just in, we're now on Facebook. Yes, we're up to date. So just type in News at 6 on Facebook, join the group.
And you can get all our contact details on our website, which is newsforever.com.
And now for the sports.
Good evening. It's been an eventful few days in the world of sports, with Wimbledon facing closure due to a lack of strawberries. This lack of strawberries is a consequence of less immigration, with less cheap labour willing to pick the strawberries. Our reporter has more.
Wimbledon, the centre of the British sport in Canada. For many, it is the jewel in the British sporting crown. However, this year's event is in jeopardy. Unusually, almost bizarrely, there is a lack of strawberries this year due to low levels of immigration. Daniel Voschek is 42 and for the last 10 years has picked Wimbledon strawberries at his Surrey farm. But this year he's not picking strawberries because of low wages and his family returning to Poland. Immigrants like Daniel are part of our national identity as much as strawberries and cream are. And this year, with projections of around 30 strawberries available for the tournament and with a possible 500,000 people attending, it works out at about 0.006 of a strawberry. But remember, this is Wimbledon, so it'll still cost about £6.
Okay, I'm here at Wimbledon to see what Britain's obsession with tennis is all about. I'm going to play with Britain's number 5 to see how it all goes down. Okay, so with all the controversy surrounding Wimbledon, let's talk to one of the players and see what his view is about it. Craig Lewis is the player I've been playing with all day. Craig? Do you think it'll be a travesty that we won't have a traditional English sport in the height of the English summer?
Yes, it's part of the sporting and British establishment. It's crucial.
Do you think it makes up the national identity of England?
Yeah, it's embodied in British culture.
But don't you think that the sport is undermined by the fact that, you know, strawberries and cream, which make up the integral part of the sport, are picked by mostly immigrants who haven't come here really to pick strawberries?
It does undermine the event, but that brings the crowds in. That's all they're interested in, the strawberries.
So you think they'll come here just for strawberries and cream rather than the players?
Pretty much, yeah. Most of them.
Alright, thank you, Craig. Do you want another match?
Let's go for it.
Unfortunately for English tennis fans, this summer won't be Craig Lewis's breakthrough, but hopefully next year he'll be back and challenging with the best of them, and the fans will be eating strawberries again. This is Dominic Levy reporting for the News at 6 at Wimbledon.
And now for the local news and weather.
Hi, welcome to the local news at 6. I'm Jez Hawkins. There's not much going on, to be honest. Anyway, over to the weather.
Thanks, Jez. It's raining.
Dun 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 dun.